Oh my God, sis, your hair is so beautiful. I want to go natural, but I'm afraid I might not have the good curl. That looks so good natural. Your hair is beautiful. Not everybody can wear their hair natural. That's so not what this is about. So in all of my natural hair, kinky coily glory, I thought that we had moved past negative connotations about kinky hair. And then I had a baby. More specifically, a baby with loose curly hair. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Jennifer and I have a lot of feelings. Please do not forget to hit that subscribe button so that you do not miss a video from me and so that we can ponder the mysteries of the universe together. Since I gave birth, I have had several awkward and uncomfortable, borderline offensive conversations with regards to my baby's texture and the kinky hair. Yeah, so I'm just gonna share with you guys a few awkward comments that have been made. Basically, being a new mom has guided me into new social circles. I'm having new interactions and I'm talking to people about hair that I wouldn't normally be talking to about hair. You know what I'm saying? And it's been refreshing, somewhat traumatic, but refreshing nonetheless. So incident number one, I was at an event and I was holding my baby. And so of course this older lady, stops by and tells me how cute the baby is. On this particular day, I had worn my hair in a twist out, but it had rained. So it had kind of like expanded into like somewhat of a wavy fro. You know how, you guys know what I'm talking about, after your hair expands really, really big after it rains. So it was almost in a full out fro, but not quite. And that twist out had lost a lot of definition due to the humidity. She stopped by to compliment my baby and, she said how cute he was and how pretty his hair was. And then she looked at my hair and she told me that my hair was beautiful several times, gushing about how beautiful my hair was. And so then she stabs me in the gut with that tired line of, everybody can't wear their hair natural. Dun, dun, dun. I was like, what do you mean when you say everybody can't wear their hair natural? What does that mean? What are you trying to say? It's not the first time I've heard people say that, but it's the first time I've heard it in years. Like, I remember at the beginning of the natural hair movement, a lot of people would say that. But as the movement progressed, a lot of people's misconceptions and myths changed when they saw so many different textures and varieties going natural and how beautiful it was. Like, once so many women started wearing their hair natural and we started seeing it, so much, I stopped hearing that. I know what she was trying to say. I'm not dumb. I think we all know what she's trying to say. On the other side of that, I'm going to answer what she was trying to say using a statement that I've had a couple other girls tell me about going natural. I've had younger women compliment me on how beautiful my natural hair is, but then tell me I want to go natural, but I'm afraid I might not have the good curl. First of all, what exactly is the bad curl? Second of all, what do you think this is on top of my head? I mean, like, what kind of curl do I have? Do I have the good curl, the bad curl? Am I somewhere in between? Why? What do you mean? And what those younger ladies tell me in the latter is the answer to what that older lady meant when she says everybody can't wear their hair natural. What she mean is everybody's hair doesn't look good natural. And I don't understand how you can literally look at my hair in its poofed out, frizzed up, shrunken, natural state and tell me how beautiful it is, but in the same breath tell me that you're afraid to go natural because you don't think you're going to have the good curl. I know what they're referring to. What the hell? I know what they're referring to, but like, I don't have what they're referring to. I don't have what they would be referring to as the good curl. And in communities like ours, in the natural hair community, on social media, everywhere that we're saying it everywhere and we're saying it all the time. Good hair is healthy hair. healthy hair is good hair. What is this? What year we in? The fact that we're here in 2018 and the natural hair movement or community being as strong and as celebrated as it is, with all of the information that we have about natural hair out here on the internet and in hair salons, and we literally see women with beautiful natural hair walking around in front of you, I'm still having women tell me to my face, I'm afraid to go natural because I'm afraid I won't have the good curl. Do y'all understand how nuts that sounds? Like, it's mental illness. And honestly, I think a lot of it boils down to confidence and self-esteem. I think the main reason why it still blows my mind is because when I was transitioning, what type of texture I would have was not my issue. Somehow I always knew that the texture that's on my head right now, I always knew that this was my texture. I wanted to learn how to properly manipulate my hair to retain length. Honestly, textures didn't even cross my mind until I came here on YouTube. Can't grasp how you can be hung up on which type of texture you're gonna have. Like, the beauty of this movement is supposed to be embracing whatever grows out of your scalp. Like, that's what it's supposed to be about. Like, it's nuts to me. Like, how do you... I have the kinkiest 4C hair. You're looking at the kinkiest 4C hair on my... And it's... In addition, this is after it rained outside, okay? And you're telling me how beautiful it is, but then in the same breath go, everybody can't wear their hair natural. And I know what she means. They're basically saying not all textures are appealing to them. In this next incident took place at an NFL football game. So for those of you who don't know, I'm currently at the second living here in Louisiana. We're gonna move again soon, but I'll keep you guys up to date this time rather than just going ghost. We went to see the Saints play, me, my husband, and baby. When we got to our seat, I was pleasantly surprised that I was sitting next to an older lady, because older people tend to be a little bit more patient and receptive to small children. An older Caucasian lady, and she was very receptive to the baby, and I was happy about that. But things got weird very quickly. She, of course, complimented him on how cute he was and, kind of made a fuss over him. People love babies. And so, but then, she got, a little touchy feeling, I could tell she was, making gestures to, want to hold him, embrace him. Of course, I wasn't having that. No. It got weird very fast. So I got to the point where I actually gave the baby, the baby carrier that he was in, I gave it to my husband to hold him. I wanted to get him away from her because she was doing the most. That particular day, I had my hair up in a bun on top of my head, and I had a bandana. All of a sudden, this came out of nowhere. We were not even talking about hair. She casually looks up at my hair, and then she looks down at his hair, and she goes, he's not gonna keep all that pretty curly hair, right? He's gonna shed all that pretty curly hair, right? I was like, and she didn't explicitly say, he's probably gonna end up with, nappy hair like yours. But I knew what she meant. Her whole demeanor and tone said it. She doesn't have to explicitly say it for me to know what she meant. Y'all seen my dramatic labor and delivery story. I'm just happy that he's here. For that matter, I'm happy that I'm here. The fact that this older white lady thought that I was pressed about what texture his hair would be astounded me. Why do you think I would be concerned about that? And it was such a pointed statement. We weren't even talking about hair, complimenting his hair and his white streak as soon as we sat there. That was before the game started. This was third quarter she brought this up. My husband's head is bald, so she didn't have a reference point to see, what type of texture hair he has. She just saw, my kinky hair on top of my head. And so she decided to let me know, I guess. I don't know. I was just okay, I don't want to ruin the day by going off on this old lady. I can't just pop. I can't just pop off at this old lady, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, we're going to move on to incident number 3. So during the next incident, I was in a hospice type setting. There were 2 nurses working with my family, 1 white nurse and 1 black nurse. I'm sitting there with my baby, and then of course both of the nurses, complimenting him on how cute he was, and of course complimented his hair. The white nurse wanted to discuss hair a little bit further. She asked me what I used on his hair, and I told her nothing. I'd really just put like water and oil on it. He's a baby boy, so I'm not overly concerned about like length retention. She then goes on to tell me that she has 2 adopted black daughters. One of her daughters has the like coarser texture, the harder texture to work with, and it's always tangled up and knotted. And she says, and my other daughter has the, brace yourselves, good hair, like white people hair, like my hair. And I was like, oh my goodness. Like, oh my God. I didn't just hear what I heard. No, she did not say the good hair like white people hair like mine. No, I did not hear that like psh, psh, psh. I couldn't. I was stunned. She's just continuing to speak, explaining, how the technique that she's using on her daughter with the looser curl pattern, she's trying to mimic that technique on her daughter who has the kinkier texture, and it's not working, and she's trying to figure out why it just like knots up and it's always dry. Y'all, I know she didn't mean anything by it. I know that like I was stunned, and then I was angry. I had to kind of dial my emotions back, keep my wits about me. Me being a black girl with kinky hair, I knew what the issue was, but of course I wanted to hear it from her. She explained, her hair it's really dry. I can't get it to get moisturized, and it's always tangly and it's dry, and she said she tried to like put the comb through it and it like gets stuck. So basically, we've identified the problem. She doesn't know how to properly manipulate kinky hair. Common issue. There's a learning curve. And so I went on to give her some pointers. I pointed to my hair and I said, oh, I have hair like that. Kinky hair. I said, she has kinky hair like my hair. And so she did tell me that her hair was natural. I mainly fingered to tangle it, and then I asked her if she had heard of moisturizing and sealing. She told me no, she didn't know what that was. I briefly explained to her, what moisturizing and sealing was, told her to Google it on the internet. I directed her here to YouTube, I don't know that she fully bought into what I was saying, because it's a lot. Like everything I said within that like 10 to 15 minutes was a lot to like digest at that moment, especially for someone who has like never heard of that before. We as a society, as a community, have to move away from the what's closest to white is right and the opposite of that is wrong. We have to be careful of the connotation and the tone of our words that we use when referring to kinky hair. I truly feel like these uncomfortable conversations need to be had. They need to be put out there. I'm sharing this with you all to illustrate the extent to which society has been programmed. We've come an extremely long way, but we still have a long way to go. One, I believe that much of the negative connotation about kinky hair is the fact that many people just don't know how to properly manipulate it and therefore get frustrated, view it as like bad hair. For years, society, since the invention of like the straightening comb and like the relaxer, we've always tried to change kinky hair instead of figuring out how to work with it. For years, Black people, melanated people, we've been brainwashed into believing that what genetically makes us us is a bad thing. And the result, we still have full-grown women with advanced degrees, some of them, walking around here telling me to my face that they're afraid to go natural because they're afraid they won't have the good curl. We have to normalize blackness. Normalize and embrace what genetically makes us us, They're basically saying that kinky hair, 4C hair is not appealing to them and they're afraid they might have it. Yet somehow looking at 4C kinky hair and telling me that it's beautiful. Make it make sense. That you want curly hair or the good curl that you're referring to yet you're getting a relaxer that does the exact opposite of that. Make it make sense. The only solution that I've found consistently effective is meaningful conversation, which is why I'm doing this video. These are awkward and uncomfortable conversations, but they need to be had. Please leave your thoughts and feelings and or experiences on this topic in the comment section below. Like this video if you like this video. My name is Jennifer, and I'll see you in the next one.